I'm Mazel. I'm joined by Nymeara yet again, and welcome back to the Group D showdown. But this time, it's in Shenzhen, and we are immediately bolting off to that game. We were trying to catch up a little bit. So game one of Weibo versus NIP will be on the docket here, and I know you're very excited about this one, Nymeara.
Oh, hugely so. These two teams have done a lot of searching. Weibo, they are still consistently inconsistent in NIP. They haven't really liked themselves, the AP jungle AD mid. They have therefore been forcing more stuff like that Bruiser jungle. Having that Wukong for Aki has been so important.
I think the Mordekaiser answer hasn't always been the best, hasn't always been the cleanest, but I'm excited to see what Shanji can do against Breathe with it. Obviously, Breathe, new transfer over there to Weibo, as well as Tarzan, your new age king of the jungle, I like to call him, but also a Weibo that really hasn't been able to find a style that works for them, even though they were known as one of the best 1-3-1 teams in the past.
Dude, I don't think Weibo found any kind of like level of consistency at all across any style. This is the thing. It's not about just having one style that works them. Every style that they have tried has had good and bad moments. You know, they're currently sat at 2 and 3, but they're ended up going 0-2 versus Ultra Prime, which is one of the reasons why they're in this spot. If NIP were to beat Weibo, it feels like Weibo put themselves into a real possibility, genuinely, that they will be in that lower group, even as a team that was in World Finals last year. You
definitely don't want to be there. Hey, again, I'll bring it up every time I get to cast over them, but the story staying a lot the same of that World's Finals run. They bring in a jungler who wasn't playing in spring, and now they bring in Tarzan, who was not playing this spring. Now, NIP is looking for some aggression on bot side. I like that they're trying to gain advantage down here, but we do have opposite side jungle paths. Chris, oh no, he got caught a little extra right there. He is going to burn a little bit, not going to go down yet.
So, early bot side control going over.
Chris, my bro.
That kind of pressure over them is a bit of an issue. They do hit level 2. That's going to save them just for now. If Chris can hit himself a Q, maybe that saves this laning phase. That's going to help. That extra healing, you can see that right there. That makes Rakan very powerful in lane. Saves them just about.
Love how dicey this bot lane is getting. The 2v2, super important in terms of pressure. I know that Aki is going to definitely want to be down here. And that's another big story for NIP is Aki and Shanji. Some big help from the OMG bros. It feels like have found some good advantages for NIP here recently.
Rookie jumping in towards mid lane. Of course, Rookie versus Xiaohu. That has in the past been one of our all-time great mid lane matchups. I think both of them have been on mixed trajectories for summer. Xiaohu, player which has had probably more downs than ups in his games. Rookie, more ups than downs, but still had both apparent in either side. Aki getting himself towards bot side right now, and it does feel like NIP with Aki on that Wukong will want to see what he can do to get himself onto the border slightly, further ahead in this matchup as you can be. That Nidalee can be so destructive if they are allowed to just run over the jungle matchup.
And not able to find anything in mid lane is Tarzan. He did get the full clear off. We should get just the trades of the Scuttle Crabs. Interestingly enough, though, Aki has skipped his red buff right now just to make sure to get the Scuttle Crab trade.
Yeah, so wanted to be out on the map a little bit more. Tarzan going to be very present within these lanes, going to be present on the other side of the map. Tarzan, of course, a player which has been, he's had, again, such a strange summer. He came back after a spring away. He was on LNG with Scout, and they both looked incredible together last year. But then it felt like the magic had gone when they split apart, and it felt like they have struggled to find form each of these individual pieces. But Tarzan at least has had some good games in the last week or so. Had 2 incredible carry jungle games on the likes of Brand, and he's had some Maoka games to success as well. He's had the Nidalee banned away from him. He was always good at that champion. But he, again, much like the rest of this team, wants to find some semblance of consistency. How many times we got to say it?
Consistently inconsistent. Yeah, you want me to I'll fall for the bait. I'll do it.
Look, very few times have we had a phrase which perfectly encapsulated a team like that. I'm pretty happy with that one. I feel like you just say that about Weibo and you get the picture pretty clearly.
Do we have like a limit that we have on saying that, or do we just get to say it all willy-nilly? Is willy-nilly a phrase in Europe?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, it's a very English one / British one. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like commonly used, but it's there. It's around.
Okay.
People know of it.
I appreciate it.
See, we were teaching new words earlier. We can teach some new colloquialisms as well. I like the fact that Ultra Prime, their social media now calls Shanghai Shangers, because it's just something which Joe just thought it'd be funny to bring up a cast. I'm like, well, that is
Love that.
a Britishism. I appreciate that.
We are getting a ton of attention towards mid lane right now, though. Weibo will flash Tarzan's presence here as well. Light moving up here, but Dragon is up and available right now. See which team wants to kind of prioritize that one. Weibo leaning down that way right now.
Weibo have had some real problems in the last week or so of not contesting objectives and then waiting until a perfect fight, which never comes. If they can get themselves a bit more objective priority, that could potentially help them. Now, it's not going to help with the fact that bot lane is being controlled currently by Photic. Aki needs to be careful. Doesn't have anyone quite close to him just yet by dodging the spear. Should, again, put him into an okay spot.
A little bit of poke lands preemptively, but that Zenith Blade also connecting is huge. The spear going a bit wide. Crisp gets a double knock up there. That's actually really nice to dissuade the damage, but that explosive charge hitting the back line a little bit dicey.
But Weibo, they ended up leaving bot lane alone for this. Okay, Photic's not going to get access to the turret. Yeah. I think if Photic had actually stayed up to get an auto attack, it would have been worth, but you can't then bet the fact that no one will be coming down to disrupt you on that take. Photic instead will just get some poke under some good poke under turret actually, and Crisp is not feeling it.
Light's just like, I gotta get these minions, guys. I just need a couple of them. Just trying to get as many as possible under that one, under siege. But here we see the trade of objectives. Those grubbies go in the way of Weibo, but at least Aki will answer in the bot side with that pressure they got in the bot 2v2.
And the fact that Photic is doing so well on the Sigs brings up another conversation. Photic's been another point of concern for NIP at points. I don't think it's been, again, consistent for him. I think Aki on the AD junglers has also helped a lot as opposed to the AP ones. But Photic, I think he's also found his comfort pick in non-traditional AD carries, stuff like the Senna, which of course he was very good on both this roster and then V5 before that. The Ziggs and the Jhin also come to mind as well as champions which are really well suited to Photic, impacting the game, but not having to play the short-range AD carries, and which can sometimes expose his positioning. The fact that he's doing well on the Ziggs right now, we will put a pin in it. We'll keep eyes on that. See if that continues.
My eyes go straight to Rookie though. He's going to get the engage in mid lane, and Zhuo's going to be able to follow him up here. Double rocket jump combo. Zhuo just sitting there like, one day I'm going to make it there, Rookie. I promise. But Rookie able to get Xiaohu out of lane.
He tried to get the slow, but he couldn't quite get on the first jump, and the Xiaohu gets the phase rush. Runs away. Xiaohu, he's been all over the place, let's be honest. He's had some great games. Mostly they've been in the minority, though. He's had some pretty poor performances, too. And for a player as legendary as Xiaohu, one of the all-time greats, that question keeps flitting around and keeps dodging away because he has some good games here and there in regards to, like, what kind of form is he on? Can we expect him to be carrying games? The answer is, can we expect anyone on Weibo to be carrying games consistently? True. I really want to see Xiaohu just have a good, consistent series, again, to show that he can have those up moments, particularly when it's in these stressful moments like this when we are chasing a win now. They need this quite badly. Crisp
going to get completely caught here. He does have the grand entrance to get out of that one. But I think the thing for me coming into this split was the interesting recombination of Breathe and Xiaohu and trying to see if that was going to unlock anything. But we really haven't seen the solo lanes be super powerful just yet for Weibo. And it hampers the style that Tarzan traditionally tries to bring to the table. And that's why his combo with Scout was so powerful, because they used priorities so well. But I think looking at the other side of things for NIP and looking at Rookie specifically, this man has been trying to make it to internationals. This man has been pulling his team up tooth and nail here with top esports getting so close but being denied so many times. It feels like he's just trying again with this NIP roster, and it might be successful.
It's Worlds 2019 last time Rookie went international. It is so alien to think about that because of how ever-present he was for a period of League of Legends, and one of the greatest of all time in his own right. I think both these mid laners have had, again, those moments which just make you consider their career and think about, well, is it just kind of fate saying, all right, this is the end of it now? I think these players have done a really good job of extending their careers and, again, being top tier at points. Xiaohu made a World Finals this time last year, and Rookie has been, I mean, I think in spring he was the second best mid laner in the LPL. Sadly, even that wasn't enough to get into internationals. Somehow, but it's just part of that kind of taking a step back and thinking about the scale of the LPL, which is quite painful if you're a fan of these players, but still notable nonetheless.
It is notable. Another notable moment is almost a 20 CS lead by Rookie in that mid lane. Tristana, very powerful right now in the meta that we have. We'll see if it actually comes to bear here. We still have a while for the next objective, about 45 seconds for Grubs. But Shanji, he's going to get impaled, and Tarzan is not going to hit the spear. Top lane gank goes awry, but they do have top lane pressure now.
I think Shanji makes the right choice in flashing instead of looking for an ult. I think the spear would have hit him. I think the damage would have been enough afterwards. Shanji on the Mordekaiser, of course, has been the LPL answer to Skarner. On the whole, it's looked pretty good. Wayward, 369, a handful of others have been picking it out. If the Mordekaiser gets into a lead versus the Skarner, it feels so oppressive to play the Skarner in late game fights because Mordekaiser takes you out of the fight and means you don't get to affect anything. Rookie's going to go and take that plate off just there. But Weibo at least getting a flash out of that top lane matchup, it does help if Breathe can stay ahead of that. Of course, Breathe has been a really good individual top laner despite the failings of the team. Maybe that can be a point of pressure for Weibo.
We get the TP back from Xiaohu into mid lane. I'll look at this top lane grubby play by NIP. This will be trying to contest the 3 that Weibo already secured. Weibo just needing one of these to get their might spawn, but NIP going to represent in full force. Tarzan actually might try to sneak one here. It would be a little bit scary, but that ward is spotting him out.
So the thing is, you can obviously smite the last one. Aki chooses to just smite that down there, leave the last one, so it's not going to be a smite fight. It means that maybe you can wait for a second smite charge to come back up. You don't want to just give a free one over. Tarzan going to leave that one for now, though. Now people walk away with 2. Aki can go start up the next one out with the smite coming back up and deny Weibo from getting the might buff.
Love that for them. Also, a little note as I saw it right there as they were backing, though, but the bot lane of Weibo rocking the IG skins, by the way.
True.
Which I think is actually hilarious against Rookie, but we'll see if it gives them any help in this one.
I mean, we saw Rookie playing IG LeBlanc versus IG earlier in the week. It's so... We've only played it in the first matchup, too. He played it versus them twice. He just really wants to win with his skin against the skin against the team he won it with.
I think he's trying to confuse him. He's like, oh, that's Jackie Love and Ballet. Oh, I know these guys.
I'm pretty sure that goes
syndrome.
against some, like... I'm pretty sure that goes against some laws being able to hide as an enemy soldier. That sounds like the kind of thing that's not okay. I feel like that's a thing. But either way... Rookie made it work one time, lost to one of the other games, but now with Dragon still being up now on the table, Chris needs to be a bit careful.
He's like, Xiaohu, I'm right here. Okay, he makes it out. Zenith Blade doesn't connect.
That means Weibo lose a lot of their vision control. They just sat up towards bot side of the map. Now, we did say Weibo have struggled in terms of contesting objectives. Let's see if they can do any better. They're teleporting in. Here comes Breathe.
Shanji is on his way back. He's going to try to TP to join. He ends up not finishing his back. The Dragon is the focus right now from NIP. Look at the entrance from Breathe, though. He's got the Ixtal's Impact to come in. Tarzan is in the pit. Tarzan not going to get it. It actually goes the other way. Zenith Blade connects here, but Zhuo takes the double solar flare in there, and Weibo, they're getting bounce house right now by NIP. It will be the Dragon secured by NIP, and they might even look for more here. Weibo stopped their backs. Tarzan is just fighting in there as he's in the death realm against Shanji, and he'll come out of it, but Shanji ends up killing him anyways. A 2-0 kill lead and the objective to NIP.
Yeah, NIP, they got, 2 out of the grub spawn, led that into a Dragon, into a couple of kills, and Weibo, once again, contesting these early objectives has not been kind to them. They find themselves at the objective in time, but they can't find an entrance. That's going to be problematic for them. You've got the Nidalee, who is behind the jungle matchup after dying there as well. It's not really what you want to see. All this starts off with, again, the priority pick Leona. Leona has been so powerful in the LPL. I'm glad to see it back. I think our LPL supports love that extra tankiness, the ability to just press the go button. Xiaohu massively caught out, flashes the Leona basically onto the rest of his team as well. And with Shanji being able to use the Mordekaiser and get himself some kill participation, that Mordekaiser can be a problem later on. Might just be off to the races.
This just in, Cougars don't like Mordekaiser. Zhuo getting a spear to the back here, though, as Xiaohu actually goes over onto Rookie. They actually found Zhuo completely out there. Weibo capitalizing now. After finding that pick, they're looking for Rookie as well in the end. Photic is coming here. Aki on the way.
Got to come around. He's the only person that can break
They want Xiaohu. They want Xiaohu. They're going to flash for the play. Breathe comes over because Ixtal's Impact does that. And the Impale buying time, but Xiaohu finally falls. Rookie will rocket jump his way out of that one. Breathe ended up getting the kill there onto Aki. Rookie ended up burning his flash as well. The defense stands strong. They do lose a body, though.
Yeah, it's 1 for 2 overall, 1 dead on the side of Weibo, but I think that could have gone a lot worse. I think the fact that Aki manages to get on top of the flashless Xiaohu is important. I think that could have gone way, way worse, as we were saying. Now with Herald spawning,
he's not
Weibo
on the team anymore.
should still have advantage on the top side. Shush you. Anyway, with the Herald spawning, I think Weibo should be able to at least get that one. Are they really backing off from this? Surely not. They end up backing away from the Herald. I feel like that would have been a big win for them. They could have got the Herald, potentially could have broken up one part of this map.
And that's what I think the next conversation becomes is you have a couple of these fights leading the way of NIP. They also have pretty strong objective control right now. And the Rift Herald's up. Weibo have control around that side of the map, but really it's the Dragon conversation that you have to have. And Weibo, with this Rift Herald, can find advantage to kind of push into that objective later.
Yeah, so Weibo a little slow in taking the Herald, but they're going to go down there nonetheless. Rookie has, 2 grubs. It's not the full amount, but he's still a Tristana on its house, so Weibo will likely lose a decent chunk of that tower. I don't think they're going to lose the whole thing. NIP choose not to contest that Herald. I think particularly with Aki's ult and flash down, it becomes a lot harder to contest that. We've seen a lot of Wukongs with flash ruin games. This is a big collapse on bot side from NIP. They have members here, but again, without the ult from Aki, it becomes a lot harder to look for pure fights. They take the tower, and they'll be happy with that.
Just get what you need and get out is the name of the game right now. Pressure from Weibo is up on top side to try to steal away some of the jungle of Aki, which I think is a good call in this little bit of downtime, but about a minute and a half until a dragon spawns. You definitely don't want to give the decision-making power that a soul point gives over to NIP this game, and I wonder if that contest is going to be enough, because you're really wanting those second items. Even you're still waiting on your first item for Tarzan here.
Yeah. No, and this is going to be a problem for Weibo. Yeah, if you give over that soul point and NIP threatens soul, that's kind of nasty. I know it's only a cloud soul, which again, a lot of people like to meme on. I think that in this kind of game, when you've got particularly the Wukong, when he starts cycloning, it's much harder to get away from him. And if Mordekaiser ults you with cloud soul, good luck. He will run you down.
You're not getting away, I'll just tell you that.
You ain't getting away from that. It's really painful. So Weibo can't really afford, as you were saying, to give over that soul point. It's spawning in the next minute or so. Yes, you do have great assassination potential from someone like the Nidalee onto a CC target. You have breathed in a good point, but you're getting to the point where Shanji can flash ult someone out of the key combo. Maybe the Mordekaiser can be a big part of this too. And of course, we've already mentioned the Ziggs combo multiple times when it's been played as well. With Photic having good amount of damage, Weibo needs to be very careful on the intro to the fight. If someone gets blown up really quick, I think they give over soul point for free.
I wanted to see if any big item spikes were going to be coming across, but just a lot of components being completed by NIP, but they won't position on that side of the map at all. They're just going for side lane turret gold.
And Shanji has the ult on the bot side, so you can't dive Shanji. They have the Herald.
You say that.
Well, he's just going to ult the first target in, surely.
Gets impaled. Oh, tried to get the suppress onto him before he could get it, though, but trying to catch out Crisp now. He has so much damage, man. He just has to hit one more obliterate. Can't do it, though, and now he's left to the wolves, or should I say Cougars. Meanwhile, Photic makes good on his sacrifice.
I am surprised that Shanji actually ended up sticking around that long. It's going to be a Herald charge into the bottom turret with the Lichbane on tower as well as the Jace. It's going to be 2 turrets traded across both sides of the map, but it's also the extra kill and the extra dragon going the side of Weibo. Surprised that NIP chose to not fight at the first place. Maybe they thought not having the Wukong ultimate was enough for them to back off, but then losing in the cross map is not something which I would have expected to, because they opted into it. Weibo walk away happy with this.
They will get a little bit back for themselves when it felt like it was slipping, but NIP definitely still confident with the 3K lead right now. Crisp is going to be ever searching for Photic, though, and trying to burn flashes before the next big fights are going to be coming up. But it feels like there's not enough of a lead for Baron to be a really big issue right now as we take a look back at that one.
So Shanji chooses to cast the Q instead of cast the ult. I think if he casts ult right there, as Crisp goes in, just buffer it on the Rakan, the Realm of Death ends up centering itself on the point where he can walk out to the inner turret. He goes a bit greedy with that, flashes forward, but then realizes actually Crisp had himself the Guardian Shield as he came out because he couldn't use it while he was in the Realm of Death, and gets away with both the heal and that one.
Now back to live. We got NIP pushing ahead with Photic on the Ziggs. We'll take down an outer tower in mid lane. They'll be hovering up towards this top side now that Shanji is up that way. Weibo looking for picks in the in-betweens here. Aki taking a ton of damage.
That will be Lichbane Diddley for you.
Oh.
Very, very good. And here comes the engage.
Install's impact gets stopped there in the end. Double Impale with the hammer slam, a combo. Weibo with a Realm of Death on the Light. Need to be a little careful as he comes through. Shanji down in that Realm of Death to Light himself, who has taken hold of his crown.
NIP, they don't end up playing around the Ziggs combo. They get caught out in River, and Weibo with the big assassination potential that they can have. Going onto a single target with the Nidalee, with the Kai'Sa, walk away very happy from that fight. It's going to give them some extra gold in pocket. It's going to give them some extra control over topside River as NIP were fighting for that vision control just beforehand. And that's important for them. If you get extra gold into this Kai'Sa, who's currently behind the game, maybe the Kai'Sa can fly over to the other side of the fight later on and cause NIP a load of issues. A slip in control there from NIP. You can see that again, trying to control some of this vision here, but they don't really get a good combo off. You know, the Leona goes in onto the Skarner, a spear hits onto Aki midway through this. Once you fail this entrance to the fight, I think NIP should have just left Zhuo for dead. Feels like the intro to the fight was just too weak.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that Light is able to take down Shanji in the middle of that, it's actually really big and shows that, you know, now that he's on 2 item spikes, even up with Photic, it could be really crucial in these fights to see where Light's willing to go with the killer instinct. A little bit of defense from NIP on top side, but it's a lot of Weibo presence up here.
And with the Baron spawned, you need to remember that every time you lose a big kill or a big fight now, there's the potential of that objective going over. Weibo much more confident in the way that they're approaching the map now. They are still down in gold, but they do have a lot of power, as we said. Breathe has flash, has ult. Need to be quite careful of that Skarner. Breathe has maybe been our best Skarner in the entirety of the LPL. He's one of the few players that can really showcase how absurdly busted this Scorpion can be.
And as time goes on, it gets scarier and scarier. I remember living back in Texas, in the countryside. You used to have to worry at night about scorpions, and the only way you could see them are they're like the night light scorpions, pretty much, where they like glow like green. And I remember waking up at one of my friends' houses, and there was like 4 or 5 of them in the living room where I was sleeping, surrounding me. It was one of the most terrifying things. So I understand terrifying when it comes to scorpions. And Breathe, as time goes on, he's going to be pretty terrifying.
Yeah. No, the only fun fact I have about scorpions is that they can survive underwater for 7 days. That's the only. That's probably not a fun fact either. But still, don't try and drown a scorpion. Very topically in this case, they don't need to breathe.
Wow. Man,
yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You've come so far.
Thank you.
You've really accepted the dad jokes. I like it.
Yeah.
It's home in the LPL.
Like it's, you know, sometimes we have to entertain ourselves while these setups for objectives are happening. We do have ourselves an intro into River. Zhuo has flash, has ult. Maybe you can set up for, again, the really big Ziggs combo. Maybe Photic can carry.
Oh, they got a deep TP. Breathe. He's trying to be a last breath for Weibo here. Ixtal's impact not going to be used just yet on the Zhuo. He is going to get away from the engage that NIP were going to go for after that TP got committed by Shanji. Nothing else going to come of it, but we got Dragon spawning in 15 seconds.
Everyone's fighting around this topside Baron vision instead. The poke is really starting to come through on Weibo too. You've got even the Skarner adding in a decent amount of damage with that Q. The rocks keep getting thrown, and NIP are yet to find themselves a good engage. The longer this waits, the worse this gets for NIP, and the better it is for Weibo.
You just need to find one big engage. Zhuo, a huge proponent of that. But the Dragon up now. Weibo pushing over that way. Aki on the other side of this one, but needs to try to find a steal if they aren't in prime position.
NIP, they've again really struggled to find themselves that first engage. Breathe is very tanky and using the shield to shrug off the little bit of pokes that are coming in from the other side. Crisp on the flank, Dragon going down.
Oh, Dragon's already down. That's 2 in a row Cloud Dragons for Weibo.
So NIP, they're going to push in towards mid lane. They took the outer already. They're able to get a bomb onto inner. Rookie's too far for the fight,
Breathe is completely locked down here, though. Breathe impales back. Aki is not down yet, but Breathe will fall to Shanji there in the end. Weibo looking a little bit loosey-goosey here. NIP are looking at mid lane pretty intently.
Yeah, Shanji ends up trading, ult for ult with Breathe, but you can see again, Weibo, they have so much range, they might be able to fight this, even in the 4v5. There's good HP advantage for the side of Weibo. Aki low, Zhuo low. It means they can chase them right back to where they came from. Walk away with the Dragon, but losing the kill. See that NIP struggling to get the real big fights going. They get one pick, that's about it.
Their backs are going to be stopped here. They're actually going to try to collapse on Aki. He's going to take a ton of damage from Tarzan. Oh, he's in there, though. Tarzan has to flash out. He's burning. The Primal Surge not going to be used. And Tarzan falls. Zhuo coming in to make good on it, though. NIP, they're trying to use some of these resets. Photic comes in yet again, though. Light using that killer instinct to get his way out of that one. NIP turn right back onto the big purple worm. They're getting a little bit of poke from Xiaohu, but they're going to try to secure this one.
Well, they've got themselves the Liandry's on the Mordekaiser with the passive. It's going to burn, and there's no smite. Aki using the clone to tank up the Baron. Stick around for a smite.
Needs to watch out for these shock blasts. Zhuo goes in. Xiaohu locked down. Rookie going for the rocket jump. Rookie's going insane. He's trying to find another one, but meanwhile, back in the fight, Breathe carved up with all of his legs, fried into oblivion, and Rookie's gonna clean house with a double kill on a Crisp.
Oh, Rookie kept chasing. He got the reset, but he can't quite cancel another back. Rookie left that last kill, trusted his teammates to give him a reset, got one extra off of that. NIP struggled to get that first pick, so Weibo gave it to them. Ended up getting a Baron off of it, a whole host of kills, and Weibo, after they were in a good position, we were praising them. They'd slowed down the game, they started playing around poke. Once again, fumble around one of these big plays in the game. And sadly for them, this might just be the point where things fall apart. They're against the Tristana Ziggs who can push in with the Baron buff and destroy so many towers now.
Wow. And honestly, it's incredible to watch Rookie cook on this Tristana. 3-0-3, he's almost at 4 items now as well, but this was all kicked off by Tarzan and Weibo.
Now, Aki almost gets assassinated by Tarzan. Doesn't end up dodging out on that spear, but you have the double mask build, Liandry's Riftmaker.
I'm surprised he didn't switch.
Even more. Yeah, and Tarzan, I don't know whether he had that Primal Surge left. He must have thought he he must not have had it at that point.
Yeah, he must not.
Ends up dying.
I give them the benefit of the doubt every time. Oh, into the wall, though. He's going to go golden. NIP are surrounding. Every damage on the Light is not going to be enough. They do get the turret, though, and NIP do some more damage and get some more standing gold.
And Photic on this Ziggs is absolutely disgusting. His bomb accuracy rate's been pretty good, too.
Yeah.
See, even that, managing to threaten Light. Even once everyone gets tier 2 boots, I'm just going to say it, it's pretty hard to hit a lot of skill shots at tier 2 boots with no help. Ziggs is so good with those combos when you can lock people down, but Light's still been getting some decent damage. Even without it, Shanji's going to teleport back into mid lane and potentially look for another tower here now.
I'm just saying, and I say it every time they get reunited. Last time we saw Rookie and Photic as the dual carries of V5. It was one of the most dominant rosters we had seen in the regular season of all time in the LPL. Now we see them combining for a monumental game number 1 against Weibo. A game that actually means a lot in the standings here. And if NIP can go up to 4 wins on the split here in the series. Now, NIP do the bot lane inhib, but they can't get the mid one just yet.
Yeah, no, reminder, folks, Weibo, they lose here. They fall behind the pack. They are still currently in 4th position within Group D. It's a good Cray Seeker onto, or the Void Seeker, rather, onto Photic. But if Weibo were to lose this, they fall behind, of course, NIP, but also Ultra Prime. They could be going through into the lower group in the Rumble stage, the next stage of the LPL. So important for them to take games, to take series when they can. They cannot afford many losses now.
Weibo's desperation on display. They want to try to get somebody caught out here. Zhuo gonna hit that solar flare right back. Mega Inferno Bomb gonna do a decent amount of damage. Killer Instinct. Oh, Aki! Aki said it's time to end the game, guys! Get in my backpack and let's go! Breathe want to try to get a little bit of distance between them, but NIP are able to pick Breathe off here with Shanji. He's not gonna hit the Obliterate, but he'll get the kills instead. And NIP using their strengths here with this poke, with this damage. Photic wants to close it. Oh, Chris just gonna stand there like a cool guy. But the minions, man, they're on the Nexus turrets.
Yeah, Photic's even got himself, I think, a Sorcerer's Elixir. Look at the damage on the towers. Weibo have healed up, but they're getting chunked back down.
They can't end it. They're not going to be able to. They have so many tools available with Photic, but they just can't close the distance here. Weibo stands strong.
Yeah, the real thing, the real threat for Weibo is this Ziggs. Can they get on to Photic?
Oh, they got the damage onto the Nexus turret. Oh, that's already down too. They're onto the Nexus now. Is it going to be focus or is it kills? NIP want to play with their food, and that's 1, 2 down. Weibo, they're losing bodies left and right. and NIP gonna start this series strong as they absolutely dominate Weibo here. Breathe and Crisp can do nothing but watch.
Felt like it was just all on that one watershed moment where Tarzan failed the assassination, got burned down in the enemy jungle, led into a Baron, led into the full push afterwards, and the horrible fight which came through from Weibo. It wasn't about early game from them for once. They managed to get themselves onto the board in pretty decent ways, but things just disappeared like sand through their fingers, and Weibo now 1-0 down. If they lose this series, they're in a very, very precarious situation.
And can you imagine that when, first and foremost, you saw what the roster is going to be like coming into the split with Breathe and Tarzan's additions, but also the names on the rest of this roster with Xiaohu, Crisp, Light, and I think that has been a difficult section to talk about, is how this bot lane hasn't been as consistent as it was. We're going to take a look at the MVP from that